Here's a couple of sentences in French's C1 level. Can you understand these sentences? Now, this is the sentence. Tu aurais dû venir à l'événement auquel tu avais été invité. Maintenant, il va falloir que tu fasses des excuses. Now, this series is all about understanding sentence structure in French and identifying the role of each word. So, we are going to do just that. Let's have a look at the first sentence. Can you define each word grammatically? Now, remember, this is C1 level. This is like high-level stuff. Basically, you will find this in real French conversation or at professional setups and things like that. So stick with me if you want to know what to learn in order to reach that C1 level. Tu aurais dû venir à l'événement auquel tu avais été invité. I could say tu avais été invité. No need to do the liaison. Now, this sentence is complex and uses a main clause plus a relative clause. So, the main clause is tu aurais dû venir à l'événement. And the relative one is auquel tu avais été invité. The main clause can exist on its own, while the relative can't because it depends on the main clause. Now, let's have a look at the sentence in more detail. Tu is a personal pronoun. It means you. We know what that means. It is the subject of the verb aurait dû, which is a past conditional or conditionnel passé. How do I know this? Well, any composed past tenses have an auxiliary and a past participle. What you need to know is the tense of the auxiliary. In our example, avoir, to have, is in its conditional form, aurait, and the main verb, devoir, is in its past participle form, dû. Now, notice the circumflex, which is this hat on top of the U on the past participle dû, okay? Devoir in the conditional is the verb that we use for should. That's the direct translation in English. So, je devrais is I should. But when put into its past conditional tense, it becomes I should have. J'aurais dû. Can you say that? I cover the modals would and should and could in my course, so have a look at it, please. Now, the past conditional is particularly used to express a remorse or a reproach in French, which works well in this case. So, tu aurais dû venir à l'événement means you should have come to the event, okay? Now, venir is to come, okay? Here it is in its infinitive form. And l'événement, is a preposition. It can have several meanings, but here it is used for a destination. So, venir à means to come to. So, à l'événement. Let's have a look at l'événement. L'événement is a masculine singular noun, okay? It means the event. Now, let's have a look at the relative clause. Auquel tu avais été invité. Like I said earlier, you can do the liaison between avait and été. So, auquel tu avais été invité. That works too. Again, I have a video on liaison. If you're not familiar with what that means, have a look at this video. Auquel is known as a relative pronoun. It is the contraction of à and lequel. It is in its masculine singular form here because it refers to the word événement, which is a masculine singular noun. Relative pronouns are useful to link to sentences and it helps to avoid repetition of words, okay, previously mentioned. Now, have a look at auquel, but we've got other spellings of auquel, depending on whether the noun is masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural. Basically, we've got 4 different ways of saying auquel. Let's look at tu avais été invité. Auquel tu avais été invité. Tu is a personal pronoun, okay? It's a subject of the verb avait été invité. So because we have tu, everything else must agree to tu. Avait été invité is a plus que parfait in the passive voice. Okay, and this is what makes this sentence of C1 level. I cover the passive and the active voices in great detail in my course, so please check it out. So if you translate avait été invité, tu avais été invité, it's you had been invited. Just a quick reminder here that invité is in the masculine form here, okay? And the reason for it is because tu is masculine in our case in that sentence. If it had been feminine, as in you are a lady, you would have added an E to invité, okay? What you need to know is that when we're using a passive voice, the past participle needs to agree in gender and number, very good, with the subject because of the verb être in this case. So let's have a look at the full sentence now. Tu aurais dû venir à l'événement auquel tu avais été invité. Wow, that's a mouthful. You should have come to the event you were invited to, or you had been invited, like that's the literal translation. This is high-level stuff, remember? Okay, let's have a look at the second sentence that is attached to the first sentence. Maintenant, il va falloir que tu fasses des excuses. Can you see the structure of it? And can you see the difficulty here? Now, the overall structure of the second sentence is this. Adverb, maintenant, plus impersonal constructions, il va falloir que, plus a subordinate clause, tu fasses des excuses. That's how it is formed. So we know what maintenant means. It means now. It's an adverb of time. Very good. Now, il va falloir is interesting because it is known as an impersonal structure, just like it is necessary that. So il here is an impersonal subject pronoun. It's not he, it's it. So it is the subject of the verb va falloir, which is here a near future. It is going to be necessary. Yeah, it is going to be necessary that. Il va falloir. Now, falloir, you may have heard il faut que. It is necessary that. So here falloir is in its infinitive form, okay? Il faut que has been conjugated in the present tense, okay? But il va falloir que, it is going to be necessary that we are using the near future. Or il faudra que, it will be necessary that. Il fallait que, it was necessary. Okay, so you can use this impersonal verb and put it in all kind of tenses if you wanted to. Now, que is the conjunction of subordination. It's very important here because the fact that falloir is followed by que means that what needs to come next is a subjunctive. Very good. And the subjunctive is tu fasses. Have you come across this before? Now, tu fasses. The verb here is faire, to do or to make. In this case, it's conjugated in the present subjunctive. Very good. So, il faut que tu fasses. You have to do. Il va falloir que tu fasses it. You will need to do. So, maintenant, il va falloir que tu fasses des excuses. Now, you're going to have to apologize. Now, faire des excuses means to apologize. It's a phrase that you should really learn. C'est je te fais mes excuses. I am apologizing to you. Des is the indefinite article in the plural form. Okay, you've got de and you've got des. Excuse is a feminine noun in the plural form. So we've seen the second sentence. Have a look at the full mini text or two sentences, okay? How does it look to you? Tu aurais dû venir à l'événement auquel tu avais été invité. Maintenant, il va falloir que tu fasses des excuses. You should have come to the event you were invited to. Now, you have to apologize. Now, at C1 level, you realize that not everything can be translated word for word. Can you see that? So at C1 level, I'm afraid to say that you need to know your conditionnel passé. Tu aurais dû, for example. Your passive form in the past tense. Tu avais été invité. Your il va falloir que, as in your impersonal phrase using the futur proche. And of course, the subjunctive, tu fasses in that case. Now, of course, this is a high-level grammar, but if you like the way that I teach it, then have a look at my course Learn French with Alexa, where I take you through these very complex grammatical points in the simplest way possible. Now, why don't you click here for the full playlist of structured sentences from A1 to C1 level and see which of these levels you can understand best. That's it for me. Au revoir, à bientôt, bisous bisous.